Yo, what up? What up? What up?
I want to hear it.
Hold on. I can't hear you. I don't know who's what.
I want to hear it.
Hold on, hold on. Let me check.
It is.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo, yo.
Okay. Are you on?
I don't hear me.
Hold on. Oh, I don't. You there? I can't hear you, man. Can you hear me? You wait. I'm. Okay. Hold up.
I want to hear it.
Ice is back with the brand new
I want the
invention.
song that I want the
Something
song.
grabs hold of me tightly.
I want the song.
Flow like a harpoon daily and nightly.
The song one.
Hmm.
Song. I want song daddy.
Yeah, you wait. Your Tito Ice is fixing his setup, his mic.
Check one.
There you go.
All right, okay,
There you go. There you go.
got it. All right, okay. Yeah.
Success.
It's so loud, daddy, so loud.
So loud.
Still, no, it's kind of cutting out.
I'm
All right, okay.
Okay, hold on.
gonna eat it.
You listen. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi, Tito.
Hi, Tito.
Hello.
Hi, guys. I'm listening.
Check 1, 2. Mic testing.
Yeah, I can hear you. You're good.
I'm listening you good.
All right, okay. Wow, I'm okay. I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Yes, I'm okay. All right, thank you. Oh, why'd
Why
you
you
cut your
laughing?
hair?
Oh.
You look like
Oh.
a boy now.
You look like a boy now. What can you say?
I was use car.
You,
I drive it.
you used a car to drive it?
All right.
Okay.
I got that car part, and I thought you said that you were driving. Kind of like decoded it.
Yeah, making stuff up. Boy Tikal on the move.
Yeah, that's what kids do. They make,
Yeah, you
stuff
did
up.
that. You
That's
did
what-
that
yeah,
too.
we
I'm
all did
sure.
that.
I'm sure you probably said you probably fooled your friends into thinking you turned to a Super Saiyan or something. This was before internet.
Yeah. Now
There's
you
no
can't
way-
bullshit people
Yeah.
because there's the now. But then there's a lot of bullshit in the internet. That's just the thing.
That's true.
All right. So tonight, expectations for 2023. Are there any expectations for 2023?
Expectations.
I mean, we usually talk about New Year's resolution, but I mean, we all know that
Careful,
it's
careful,
only good for about what the first 3 weeks of the year. Then after that,
Yeah.
it's,
I
it's
know.
down the drain.
It's like not even first 3 weeks. It's like just the first week. Can you get the car, please? It's under the. Jago, you wait for Kuya. All right. So, anyways, yeah. So expectations just like in general, or expectations based on certain actions taken. Like, for example,
Well, in
if
general,
you
I guess. Like,
like-
it
like-
could be personal.
you give it to him. Let it run. Like global, you mean like like globally for everyone, or
No, it doesn't
Personal.
matter. Like, it could be personal. It can be global. Doesn't matter.
All right.
Like,
So are you expecting a baby?
No, I don't think so. Never. I don't think that's gonna happen. That. It's my wife's 43.
Yeah.
I'm 44. That's not happening anymore.
Eventually,
The what? The wife is what?
We're like in our 40s. So 44, 43. She's turning 44. I doubt that will happen. So, and we
Really?
don't want another baby. And
warm
yeah,
and eventually,
Yeah, well, that's what we were saying, and look at this little kid behind me driving his nuts.
no, I mean you actively were like you were saying one thing, but you were actively doing the other.
Let me show Tito Ice. Let's show Tito Ice. Turn it off first. Turn it off first. Because it's noisy.
eventually warm.
Okay, Jago wants to show you something. Old school. Go. All right, there.
And the
This
eyes
car.
on
That's his
top.
car. See?
Wow.
You
That's
remember
a nice
this?
car. Is that well, is that a
And the
Lambo?
eyes on top.
Remember these? You never got into these? The Tamiya stuff? The oldie?
No, no, no. I wasn't one of. I
Oh,
wasn't one of the.
really?
Wasn't one
I
of the
mean,
guys.
considering there were three boys in the family and none of you got into that stuff?
Really
Like,
observant.
No, we
at
were.
Victoria Plaza, they had a track and you could like,
Yeah, I heard of it. Like I've seen our neighbors play with it, and some of my friends were like into it, but I was never into Tamiya. I was always into other things, sports. I don't know. Like when did that came out? What in the 90s?
I
I
would
remember I was
no, no,
already
no,
in
no,
college. I think I was
Jago,
in
no,
college when
no,
that came out.
No, no.
This was about 96, 97.
Yeah, probably mid 90s. Probably mid 90s.
So no, like we were so busy with my brothers were busy with sports, and I was busy with college and girlfriend. I didn't have time for Tamiya. I was like, no,
Dude,
nah.
the
Plus,
thing,
it costs money.
yeah, they a lot of the kids like would call it like Let's Go or something because there's the oldie brand and there's the Tamiya brand. Tamiya was a little more expensive, but everybody was like using oldie because the oldie cars were flatter. But if you ever witnessed the races at Victoria Plaza when they had the big track on the second floor and they had those competitions on weekends, it was actually the dads who were into it. They would bring this huge toolbox and like modify stuff. Like the kids would just be watching. It was actually the dads. Like guys were even older than I was back then. So I remember owning a couple because they weren't really that expensive, but I never raced them and I never modified them. Like you know, people would like wind motors and stuff. Yeah, people went nuts. So, anyways, yeah, that was one of those fads back in the day. I don't know if it's coming back. It can be considered a sport though, you know? I mean, for some people like okay, like Formula 1, is that a sport?
It is because you're driving it.
Okay. So like same thing with these things, right? You're kind of modifying well, okay, you're not driving it. But like a radio control car maybe, right? Cuz you're
Or are you controlling it? It's like
Yeah,
sort
you're
of a
contr-
game.
No. The Tamiya ones you don't control. You just like let go of it in the track and it just follows the track.
See, so that's even
Yeah, so it's
even
not. So
less-
it's not. So it's
Yeah,
not. But the
that's
radio
even
control
less-
ones, the radio control ones, it kind of is because it requires concentration and
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
You know.
you at least you do something
Yeah.
with the thing. Whereas Tamiya, I know you just like let it go. You just like I
Billiards.
didn't really get it.
Billiards, is that a sport?
That's of course it's a sport.
Chess.
It's in the Olympics, I guess.
Chess. No, it's not. Billiards is not in the Olympics.
Like pool.
Are you kidding me?
Isn't it in the
If
Olympics?
it was, we would have gotten our gold before.
That's true. But don't we have pool in billiards?
don't. Jago. Don't we have what?
How about pool? No.
No, it's not. And it's funny because like they don't have pool, they don't have they don't have so many sports in the Olympics,
No,
but they
it's
have
not.
they have synchronized swimming.
No.
They have
Snooker,
They-
no. Billiards, no.
stop
eight
it.
ball, no.
Stop it.
Why is it not in the Olympics?
Because you're considering it's a tambay sport. They're thinking it's like a tambay. Look, have you seen the guys who are good at it? These guys look like athletes to you. They smoke, they drink, they gamble. They're not fit. They barely take a bath. I mean, have you seen the guys who hang out? I mean, I'm not discriminating here. I'm just saying it's like it doesn't look like a sporting event. It looks like a shady, activity.
Right. Okay. Well, the only reason why it's not in the Olympic because it has not been accepted as an event by the International Olympic Committee. So that's
Yeah, but synchronized swimming is and water polo is and
know, right?
you
So
know
what do
all
these
that
guys do
weird stuff.
to dictate. Holy crap!
I
It
know.
is. It's hard to do that shit. Have you seen? Like, have you played billiards? I played billiards.
Actually, here's the
not-
thing. It's actually
you
not
do-
called billiards. It's pool. The one that we
Pool,
play
I
here
know,
is
like-
pool. Billiards doesn't have holes on the table. Doesn't have pockets on the table. Pool is the one that we play. The billiards doesn't have it's more of like a positioning game. But most of us call it
The warm
billiards.
water
But it's like even when you go to like
more
even when you go to like what do you call this?
denser na lang.
A billiard hall. They call it a billiard hall, but it's actually a pool hall. Stop it.
Billiards is played on the on a table without
Stop it.
pockets. The game only has 3 balls.
Yeah, see, that's
A
different.
red,
Billiards.
white, the
We've been
spot,
calling
another
it the
white
wrong sport,
spot.
the wrong activity.
All right. Then why do we call it billiards?
I don't know. We just call it billiards, but it's actually pool. The right term is actually pool. Billiards is a different thing altogether. Jago, stop
Less-
it.
ay, no,
Is it
Yeah.
me or is there's like
since the warm
just
water is
there's
less
this hissing
dense,
There's
sound?
static from my end. No, I don't hear it.
less dense,
Okay, check your mic or your connection. Well, let me hold on. I don't hear. Let me check my settings. All right.
less dense, the activity is
Um,
faster. The activity
there. You hear it?
molecules
Do you hear me?
is faster.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is there a difference?
Now it's fine. The static is gone.
So
Photo
the
life pool
cooling
goes
effect
here.
of the other glass
It's my
You've been calling it the wrong thing. You've been saying billiards the whole time, and it's pool.
Yeah, it's pool.
I know what
man.
a snooker is. 'Cause
Stop.
It's different, but
Yeah, snooker's different too. But see, like billiard hall, it says billiard hall. You'll play billiards, but it's actually pool. It's the ones with the holes. Billiards does not have holes in it. It's weird, right? Because all the while I thought pool was the one that was different, and billiards was like the proper term. But it's actually, you know. Anyways, you learn something every day. All right, so expectations for 2023. Well, I don't know if Elon Musk is going to purchase anything. I'm thinking maybe there's going to be another social media whatever platform that will probably compete with Facebook. Because people are starting to get sick and tired of Facebook because my wifey's account has been like deactivated without her knowledge. Am I hissing?
Maybe.
Is
there's a hiss.
that's from your end because I don't hear it. Hold on.
Like a pencil.
Or see, I don't hear it. That's weird. Hold on,
right there. Dito na sa
guys. Is there a hiss?
Gone, but
Is
it doesn't last long. Anyway, all right, okay. So what? Your wife's Facebook
yeah, our first
got
our first-
deactivated?
Yeah, it's like they just like deactivated it like 3 times already, and then whenever she opens another one or she signs in with another one,
less dense.
they're able to track her and they message her and they say that are you the same person, and then they're gonna deactivate that too, without like her being able to dispute it, explain anything. There's nothing like there's no statement of the violation. It just
Warm
gives you like this long write up of the guidelines and whatever, but she hasn't, as far as she's concerned, she hasn't broken any of the rules and the guidelines and whatnot of Facebook. But it could be that there's somebody with a similar name, or some psycho's just been reporting her or whatever. But still, Jago.
so
But still, like before they do anything of the sort, they should inform
the denser cold
the the account holder, the person
surface
whose account is named after. Because like it happened to me before. Like I posted a video with a Metallica song, and I was not able to include the statement where no copyright infringement, blah blah blah. So they warned me, and then they said you can post they'll post a video but without the sound, and they gave me like a strike. So what I did was I just deleted the video, and I was fine. Like my account wasn't suspended, my account wasn't deactivated. But with her, it's just like automatically
Wait, you posted a Metallica video? Like what?
No.
from
I
YouTube?
posted a video of Raj and myself playing the guitar, and then there was a Metallica song playing in the background that we were playing with.
All right.
So you could hear it, and so I was warned about that. But the wife is like nothing. Like she wasn't warned about anything. They didn't state. Sit down. They didn't state anything. What the offense or violation was, if any. They just, and she didn't even get a chance. Like it wasn't even like a suspension. It wasn't even like a temporary whatever where she can take action and retrieve or recover her account if she corrects the mistake or the whatever. But it's weird, man. So I don't know. And I've had friends that happened to them before too. But I think they were able to recover their accounts. The wifey's like, she can't. And it's annoying, it's like she has a network of friends and everything, and it's sort of like most people, that's their main way to communicate with people, with their clients, with their friends, with their loved ones abroad. And then when you have to restart without knowing what you did, or what the violation was or is, that's so weird. That's a platform that for me is questionable for everyone, because they can do that with anybody's,
want this.
right? What about people who use that platform for their group, for their organization, for their business, for their whatnot, right? Jago.
Jago.
Yeah. Well, new haircut, same Jago. You know what I'm saying? It's not the curly hair, dude. It's not the curly
I
hair.
mean, if you have, if you are in a situation like that, where
Hey, don't put that. Yeah.
there's
yeah.
just too many complications with the apps that we have now, it's I'm just thinking like people invented these things, and at first it was so entertaining, then it became something else,
Yeah.
and it became a part of our it's for some countries and for some people it became an integral part, you know in their daily life. And once it gets interrupted, like for example, if you get canceled, or if you get like I don't know, they deactivate your account or whatever, you get banned. It's kind of the I mean, that would change your life in a way. And it's crazy because back then, if you think about it, like we didn't need these things. We didn't, it didn't exist. Right
No.
before I
And
left the Philippines, no, you know what? It didn't exist. Like it was a totally different world back then. I think my world changed 2008 when the internet has been more accessible, and all these social media came out. But right before I left the Philippines, it was, yeah, it was a different world. It was just, I don't know, it was pretty normal. But then we have a new normal. Happy New Year, Starks.
yeah, Happy New Year. But think about it, like with Friendster before, Friendster was just like an optional thing. It was just a page, it was more like a fan page or a comment page or like just a page, right? It wasn't really something that we used to communicate. It wasn't something we used to share files or to, create groups or to have, because I mean, like with Facebook, you can have like a chat group. So let's say there's an event, you can start one, and everybody is going to be added there, and you have this like little hub or kind of like a private chat room for everybody. So that's useful. And then also, like for example, with pictures, with photos and videos, like when it comes to sharing, like if you have family photos that you want to share to your family, you know, Facebook is a place to go. And there's a lot of privacy settings and all that stuff. But just what happened with my wifey's account and how it was handled by the people behind Facebook. Because my mom called up a hotline and she reported it, and she was in the U.S. and well, she's in the U.S. and she said that some Indian guy was the one who was handling the customer support, and they were saying that the wifey has to be the one to call and report the issue. And my mom was asking if is it the same hotline number, even if she's calling from the Philippines and not the U.S. And the guy said, yeah. So I don't know if the wifey has the number already, and we're gonna try to call that and report it. But either way, if you have an account that you've had for years and it's grown and it's taken a life of its own, and you use it to communicate, to basically it's the first thing you check in the morning, and then all of a sudden they just deactivate it, right? Without informing you ahead of time, without warning, without
Bye-bye.
you know.
Bye-bye ka, Daddy.
Bye bye. Bye bye. All right. So, anyways, that's what I was saying. So that's what I'm saying. It's like now it's like I've lost my faith in it. Like I'm not. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. So basically, if you are using Facebook as a platform, because I was like, oh, I'm not doing email anymore. I'm not doing Instagram. I'm not doing. It's like Facebook is where I communicate with my mom. Facebook is like, and then I realized that it's not as reliable and it's not as secure as we all think it is. So I'm probably just gonna go back to treating Facebook like I did Friendster, which is just more of like your social, you know, social. Well, it is what it is. Social. It's a social media page. It's not meant to be, but it's grown into everybody's all in one. So now that if they decide to deactivate your account and all your files are there, all your photos are there, all your contacts are there. Do people even text each other anymore? No, people don't even text me. I get Messenger. I get chat messages on Messenger. People don't text me. The only time I ever get a text message is if I'm not replying on Messenger. I mean, I don't know how it works in Japan, but that's how it is like here now. People have load,
Line.
but they don't have.
People have line.
Yeah, people have data. People want. It's more important for people here to have data rather than load. Like when I say load, I mean like to text and to call. They
No,
prefer.
when I say line, I mean the Line app. We have the Line app, so it's like WhatsApp or something. So it's big here. It's it's Line. So you people
It's like Viber.
use like Viber, but it's Line. So people text through Line, they call through Line. So yeah, nobody exchange numbers anymore, except if it's something that's involving work. But if it's like a social acquaintance, then usually they'd be like, "Do you have Line?" It's like, all right. No, nobody says, "Do you have Facebook?" Like Japanese are more into Line than Facebook. So with Line, you can send messages, you can make a call, you can make a video call. Yeah, so it's Line, and nobody texts anymore except for old people. Like they would like send a text, like it's an actual text.
Yeah.
It's not even an iMessage is like text, but it's still internet. But like the actual text, I don't know how. Like, I don't know the technology in terms of like when you're sending an iMessage and an actual just like a plain text message. But there are still some people who use the old flip flop phones, and yeah, they text. They don't send iMessages or whatever you call it. Yeah. So there's still some who would do that, but yeah, everybody's Line here. WeChat for China, Kakao Talk for Korea, Line for Japan and Singapore. All right, Mark. Yeah. Well, he messaged me a few days ago, and I thought, oh, out of the blue, Mark just like sent me a message. I was like, hey, what's up? And he was asking me about, he was supposed to ask me for tips regarding like shaving your head, and I was like, well, if you still have hair, just let it grow, because I miss having hair. Like, I mean, it's been a long time since I had hair, and he was complaining about having hair and having to go to the barber shop every now and then. And it was like, well, if I would just shave my head, and I was like telling him like you can get a skull shaver and you can shave you can shave it on your own and you'll be fine. And he was like, well, I still have hair. I'm like, then if you still have hair, then enjoy your hair, because dude, I don't know how much, like, yeah, how much I miss having hair, and it's been a long time. When I left, I already like started shaving my head, and now it's just completely gone. It's just crazy.
Oh,
I miss the barber shop or the beauty parlor or the.
well, it's
beauty
one less
salon.
thing for you to worry about. Like one less thing for you to worry about. Like for me, I get
Don't
my
worry
haircut.
about it. I enjoy it. I enjoy having my haircut.
No. But what I'm saying is like as you get older, like for example, in my case, like we're talking about back in the day when your hair wasn't white. Like my hair, like turns white, man. Look at that. See, like I have short
Oh,
hair
you
now,
can
but
dye it. Yeah.
I know, but see, that's one thing. See, it's like it's not cheap. It's something. It's something you have to. I'm not saying that I'd rather be bald. I'm just saying it's already there, anyways. And if anything, it's like that's the one thing that I think for guys especially, it's the one thing that we probably make a big deal of. We don't put like moisturizing creams. We don't really care much about facial hair. We can let it grow a little bit, but it's mostly our hair. That's the main thing that we focus on. That's why when you go to barber shops now, they charge like 350, 300 pesos now because like men are more, conscious about their hair and how they style their hair. There are different types of hairstyles and stuff that you put in your hair. It's the only thing that we do because we don't put makeup on. We don't really care much about, dresses and stuff. We don't put lipstick on. We don't put fake eyelashes on. We don't, have threading on our eyebrows. So it's just our hair. So now that you don't have that anymore, it's probably the major thing to worry about. You don't have to worry about it. Just get up and go. All right, read Stark's message.
All right. Same thing happened to my old account back in 2011. I uploaded a video and there was music in the background. During those days, FB did not have warnings, unlike today. They automatically deactivated my account, so I lost all pictures from 2006 to 2011. All right. That sucks.
Yeah. See, it's like I'm done. Like I'm not gonna use Facebook anymore as my thing. I'm gonna use Viber for like communicating online, and then I'm gonna go email for like files and stuff. Facebook is just gonna be like just a place where people can check, like if you really exist or if they need, they need your presence online, then you can go on Facebook. But I'm not gonna use that anymore as like my all-in-one, because most people they do that, because Facebook makes a lot of things available for you. They give you Messenger, they give you a fan page option, they give you, the ability to go live. They give you there's so much stuff that they do, and then all of a sudden they pull up a crap like they just deactivated. I'm like, what? I mean, if
Terrible.
it's right, if it's TikTok, it's one thing because TikTok's just for novelty. But well, unless you have like a million followers and you don't want your account deactivated. But it just goes to show you that there people. I don't know if somebody's reporting her account. I don't know if somebody's. I don't know, man. But still, it should not be like that. If I report somebody on Facebook, Facebook should contact and warn and send a message to the owner of the account first. Telling them, hey, you posted this or you did this, you violated this, you have this such and such to take it down, or we will deactivate your account, or we will suspend your account for blah blah blah. That's it. She wasn't even informed of anything. She wasn't told if there was a report of something. She wasn't told if she shared a photo that was violent or whatever. She wasn't informed if she did something that was against the rules. Nothing. They just they just sent her the guidelines, basically. That's it. I'm like, that's shady, man. I don't even know if. And then when the wifey posted that, when I shared that, a lot of messages from people I don't know, spam messages, started popping up on my comments saying, "Hey, contact this guy. He can fix it." Blah blah blah. And these are like people from South America, people from the States. I'm like, how are they able to comment on my post? Anyways, it's so weird. It's like her account.
Or maybe somebody hacked into her account.
Yeah. It's like that. It's like somebody's messing with her account and forcing her to find other ways to retrieve it, and probably they will request for money or something. It's like it's weird. It's weird. It's almost like her account is being held hostage, because that happened to my son's email before for his YouTube account. His email was hacked, and when you try to access the email, a recording of a guy who sounds Indian says, what does that say? Like you have to
I don't know. I can't
Like you have to something credit card, whatever, whatever, so that you can
Yeah,
retrieve
yeah,
your account.
yeah, no, you have to get a credit card to watch YouTube.
Yeah, you have to like.
Use a credit
Yeah,
card.
it's weird. So I'm thinking, maybe there are people on Facebook that are not trustworthy, and they do this. WeChat for China. Oh yeah. Anyways, I'm done with that. I've said my piece. I just hope that if anything for this year, if there's going to be another platform or whatever, that it's not going to be like that, or at least Facebook should make improvements. Because a lot of countries don't really use Facebook the way we do. Filipinos are, man, we're obsessed with Facebook. You know, They're-
Why is that? Why do you think is that?
because we socialize. Filipinos like to socialize. We're I don't know if we're chismoso people or whatever it is that's you know I don't know what it is that makes us interested in other people's lives and what's going on with other people's when for the most part it affects us negatively. Like if you see somebody on Facebook having a great time, you immediately, right? I mean, I'm not. For me, I ignore it. I mean, I'm happy if it's a friend. I'm sincerely happy. I'm not competing with anybody, but I hear like, for example, some women, some men. If you see like somebody traveling to a place that probably was in your bucket list, immediately, you know, most Filipinos at least, that's the mentality, and I don't get it. I don't get it. That's why when you have anything positive going on in your life, you're better off holding back and not sharing it on social media because people they're just not going to be happy for you, or they will come up with a twisted reason why you were able to do that. You know, it's weird. So keep it with family. I mean, that's what I do. Like if I purchase anything, if I have anything, I'm not sharing it on social media, man. I'll share it with a group, or I'll message Chong if I have a new guitar, or a friend of mine if I have a watch, or I'm eyeing a watch, or whatever. But not serious, unless it's a group where I know the people who are in that group are interested in what I'm posting. But if you post it like on Facebook, man, it's. But Filipinos like to do that. We like to show off, and yet we hate people who show off. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're guilty of doing it, but we hate people who do it. That's weird, right?
It is.
Right? It's like we're Pinoys. I mean, we're just as guilty of whatever the other Pinoy is doing. We condemn it, and yet we do it. So it's weird. All right. Guys, what are your expectations for 2023? Is
Jeez. Since we're talking about Facebook, I I just tried to, because like you were talking about Facebook and all these things about how people like to show off, and um but when we see other people showing off, we get pissed or we don't like
yeah,
it. And
yeah.
there's this one person. While you were saying that, this one person came into mind, and I used to work with him. He was my partner when I was doing the K91 talk show at night. So
Okay.
you were with somebody. I don't know if you were with Chloe Summers that time, but I think you also had a partner. But did you have a partner, or you were alone, right?
When
Like when you were with UR 97.
I had a partner, it was an evening show, wasn't it?
Was it Chloe Summers?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So yeah. So you were doing that, and I was with this guy, and this guy, um, every time somebody says like, "Ah, bugiro maga," I was like, "Oh, bugiro jugo." Like he would not like even say like, "No, I'm not." Like, "Oh man, yeah, you're this," and he'd be like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm actually that." Like, and I mean, I won't apologize for that. Like, if you hate me for that, then yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so I and for the longest time, I've been adding him on Facebook because he has like this really peculiar personality, and so I've been adding him for a long time, and he would. I don't know if he couldn't see it, or if or he hasn't received my my friend request, but like he, I would, it beats me like why. Then I checked on Facebook. He's like, "Oh, we're actually friends now," and he has 3 kids. I can't believe he has 3 kids. This guy was like, holy shit. But like this guy too was he was filled with a lot of like when we talk about shit, he
Yeah.
would like say things that would make me think. You know what I'm saying? Like me,
Yeah.
I don't really give a shit about things, right? But this is the guy who would say something and he would make me think.
Make
Like,
you think. Yeah, yeah.
fuck. Like yeah, he would fuck with your mind. And I can't believe that he has like 3 kids now. Holy shit. Like he has three
Well, I
kids.
have two, so I'm I'm almost there. Well, but I mean, it's just I don't really like I don't I I'm a more I'm a talker, right? But when I'm not talking, I'm thinking. So you can just imagine the mind's always running. Like the only time I'm quiet is when I'm asleep, but even then I'm probably snoring. So so when I'm not talking, I'm thinking. And usually when I converse or when I talk, it's usually a reaction to the person I'm communicating with. But my thoughts, that's mine alone. That's mine. That's I don't there's no one I have to please. I don't have to be politically correct. I don't have to worry if the person may think I'm weird or I'm far out, whatever. It's my thing alone, and I'm not trying to push it towards anyone. But it's a perspective that I see from a different angle, I guess, because like I said, I lived in the States. I lived like a portion of my life in the States, so I'm looking at it also from a perspective that's not Filipino, but I'm also Filipino and I'm also doing the same thing. So because if you're just Pinoy, you don't really see it because you didn't live a different life. But when I was in the US, I lived a different life. People were not as close as people here in the Philippines. People were not as, family oriented as they are here in the Philippines. People like in Japan, right? Like people just like leave each other alone. Like you don't. So you see that now with you having lived in Japan for like 50 how many years, dude? Like half of your life. So you see that perspective now. Besides seeing it from a Filipino perspective. So I'm the same way. So when I comment about it, it's like I'm half and half. It's like, okay, should I post this? But now, Pinoys are probably think this way about it, so I'll hold back, right? So what I do, I just post mostly photos of my kids, just my kids, And if I post anything and I give it time and I think, oh, it's a little too showy, it's a little too, it's like flaunting stuff, whatever, then I delete stuff. Like I would delete pictures that I posted like years ago because when I look back and I'm like, what the heck, I posted this shit? Like, man, I sounded so different back then, you know? And because that's how we were, like even with
No,
Instagram,
that,
right?
that's how we are. We change from time to time,
Yeah.
right? We progress and we regress. That's what happens to us. We progress, then we regress, then we progress, and like that's the thing. We take like 5 steps forward, then we take 2 steps back, then 1 step forward, then 3 steps back, then like who knows? I think that's life. It's so unpredictable. That's how it is. We change our mind. Like we would look at certain things in a in a particular way, but then in a few days you would change your stand on that particular topic. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's how it is. We change our minds. Nothing is set in stone, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Except for some things. There are some things that's like you're pretty like solid about it. Like no, I'm not gonna change my mind about this. And yeah, there are just some of
Well,
those things. But for
how
the
we
most part,
are at home, it's like who are we? Are we who's the real you? The you who's at home, who doesn't have to worry about what anyone else thinks about the things you say and how you act and how you behave because your family knows you and accepts you for the good and the bad, or is the real you the one outside? You know, the one facing people and because I mean, from the moment you step out of your house, immediately there are changes. Like rarely does somebody behave exactly the same way they do at home as they do out in public, right? There's always this, especially Filipinos, right? Mostly with Americans, I notice they're the same. Like if they're kind of chill and laid back out, when you go to their house, they're just chill and laid back. But Filipinos, we kind of like put up this front where when we're out, we're nice to everyone. We can't say anything mean. We whatever. It's like when you see somebody, bah, you have this like this persona where if you're talking to somebody who's kind of lower than you in the social bracket, then you kind of go down to their level. If you see somebody who's higher, then you kind of go up. But when you're at home, it's like it doesn't matter. Like you just, it's my wife, it's my kids. I scratch my balls when I want. That's the Pinoy thing that I noticed.
That would be weird if you start scratching your balls in the office.
I know, but what I'm saying is, like for example, in the States, there are people who are like that, right? If they go out of the house and they don't take a bath or they're whatever, they're weird and they stick with it, and that's how they are. They're nerds. But Filipinos, even if let's say you're a nerd, when you see him in public, he's still like a well-dressed nerd. He's still a well-put-together nerd. He's still, he may be a geeky guy, but he still knows what's up. Like there's still this norm that he has to. Unlike in the States, where like when I was in high school in the States, dude, I went to school with I had classmates who look like they haven't taken a shower in a week. They keep wearing the same shirt every day. I mean, literally, like, they didn't care. And Filipinos are usually not like that. Whether you're poor, whether you're wealthy, middle class, Filipinos usually we try to put up, at least
Because it
social.
could be because it's cold there, and if you wear the same shirt, it wouldn't stink.
No, they stink, man. Dude, they stink. Like even in Germany, they stink, dude.
Yeah, because they don't take a shower, maybe. But I mean, if you like, for example, if you wear the same shirt for about, like, let's say, if you haven't really, like, if you were not sweating or anything, like, what if you wear it? Like,
No,
a
but
couple of
But
days straight,
Filipinos don't change shirts because they sweat. Filipinos change shirts because they don't want to wear the same thing, that people can see. It's just how we are. It's like I wore that yesterday already. I'm not gonna wear the same shirt. We have that. It's not because we sweat. Maybe part of it, yeah. But I mean, when you change your shirt because you sweat, that's a different thing. When you change your shirt because you're conscious about how people will perceive you if they see you wearing the same clothing, then that's different. In the States, it's like they don't care about that stuff. So what I'm saying is, there's a certain personality that we have here in the Philippines that, for some reason, we feel like people actually care or notice it. Whereas in the States, they don't. Like I could walk inside a Starbucks and I know nobody would care what shirt I'm wearing. Nobody would, unless it's offensive. Nobody would care what cologne I have on. I don't have that. I don't have that level of consciousness where when I walk out in public, I'm like thinking people might be smelling me, looking at me, noticing whatever. Unlike in the Philippines, where if you have something new, you have something nice, you go out in public and wear it, someone's gonna appreciate it. So I don't know what I don't know what it is. But it's kind of like how the black folks are, the black dudes are. They have that mentality too. Like when they have money, they buy bling. They put something in their cars. Like you know what I'm saying? They always do it's something that I don't know. Maybe white folks never have to prove anything because when you see somebody who's white, you immediately think they're wealthy or they discovered the world, and we're like, the ones who were. I don't know. I don't know what that effect is, but there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, you have to go with the flow, right? You have to go with the flow. I'm not saying in the States there are no sneakerheads. There are sneakerheads. There are fashion people. There are those who, but these people are very specific about that. Like Paris Hilton is known as a fashionista, right? DJ Khaled is known as a sneakerhead. That's what they're known for. Filipinos, even if you're like an English teacher, you can be a sneakerhead. Even if you're, a government employee, you could be like a fashionista. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not, we play different roles. Unlike in the States where if you're a geek, you're a geek. If you're a jock, you're a jock, right? Okay, Joe Boy, the guy who's gonna save Save humanity.
Have you found a cure for cancer yet? Because we've been waiting. We've been waiting, man.
It's 2023, Joe Boy. Come on.
Rooting for you.
Joe Boy, what are your expectations for 2023? Elon Musk, is he going to buy something? Is UFC? Okay, still working on it. I mean, you heard about Dana White, right? That thing with Dana White, the guy who runs the UFC.
Yeah. What
He slapped his wife in New Year's Eve. He was caught, on camera slapping his wife, and he's always been like very strict about his fighters. Regarding domestic violence, like he immediately kicks them out of the UFC, and he was actually on camera. Like actually, his wife slapped him, and then he slapped his wife back. So he sort of like had to apologize for that or something, and it's kind of like you didn't practice what you preach, so to
Well, he
speak.
got slapped. He slapped back.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
I
but
thought he just like slapped her out of
no,
the
no,
blue.
no. She really like he was like talking to her, kind of apologizing to her, or like trying to say something to her, and then she like freaked out, and then she slapped him, and so he went back and went after her and like slapped her, and that became. So my thing is, what's for men, right? If he gets slapped, that's it. You take it, of course, right?
Well, yeah,
Especially
probably.
if you're on
I
public
would
and
take-
you're
I would take it, right? But I mean, that's Dana White. We don't know what I mean, what he was thinking at that time, or what he was going through. I'm not making an excuse.
Well, they said it was the first time it ever happened. Even the wife said it was the first time it ever happened. They looked like they were kind of intoxicated. So
Right. So I mean, you can't accuse him of being a wife beater or whatever because
yeah, exactly. Just because of that, right?
I mean, that's how I look at it, and people would probably hate me for saying it, but well, I thought that he just slapped her out of the blue, but he got slapped while he was apologizing or whatever. And if he was intoxicated, the wife should have seen it coming, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
And the
I'm
wife, the
curious-
way the wife like
Your views
slapped
on
him,
this.
she didn't look like she's an abused wife. You know what I'm saying? Like she was like, you know what I'm saying? Like a woman who's
Okay,
been hit
Joe
before would be
Boy,
scared.
Men shouldn't be hitting women, right? I mean, but they're
So,
also
can women hit men?
No, I don't think anybody should hit anyone, but
Well, how do you deal with that though? Like if a woman's hitting a man, like how should he respond? Call his mom?
well, I don't know. It's kind of tricky because, like for example, even if you act a certain way, like for example, you push her, like a bit because you just want her to be out of your way because you want to leave.
That's already like hitting, right?
They would like some women would act like they got really hurt, like
Yeah.
you pushed me,
Exactly.
like so that's where I get like pissed with like, oh come on, like I mean, you're the one who's being violent, and I try to get out of that situation by trying to get away, and pushing you a bit is one way of getting out of there, so that things will not escalate.
Because there are people, not necessarily women, but there are people who take advantage of these things, right? Like for
Yeah.
example, right? I mean, in this
But
case, a woman.
like hitting women, it's like no, I don't like not even hitting people. Hitting people you shouldn't be hitting people, let alone women, right? Like,
Well, tell that to his wife.
yeah. But then again, the wife slapped him first.
I know that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. How do you respond to a woman who is being violent physically towards you? If you're a man, how do you respond?
I would just like I would
You walk away? Okay.
I would walk away.
I saw a video of like this woman who stepped out of her car because the guy stepped out of the car and was like walking away, and she like ran over the guy. She like went outside, like told the guy to go back to the car. The guy didn't, and she got in the car and like tried to run over the guy.
See?
So,
I don't know.
I mean, walking away is, trust me, man, for the most part, it makes it worse. Because that's when they start to go emotionally, like, uh, they'll 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 call people. They'll, you know. I mean, I'm not saying everybody, and I mean, if somebody's kind of like that, it's not a matter of gender. There are guys who are like that too.
You know what,
The
Joe Boy,
the over
that's
jealous guy.
right. But Joe Boy's asking a question. How do you de-escalate that? You know what? That's a very interesting question because
How would you ice?
no, like I told you, I would walk away, but I haven't been in that situation. I'm lucky to be with a woman who's not crazy. I'm the crazy one in the relationship. She's not crazy, right? So I'm lucky to not have a woman in my life that's crazy. But I've heard of people who had crazy women in their lives,
Oh man.
and these things already happen. I've heard this before. Like they were
Yeah.
having a fight, and the woman starts screaming and whatever, and start like throwing shit, and sometimes would like like.
Well,
get really
correction. They're not necessarily. Not all of them are crazy. All right. Sometimes they're just emotionally triggered. Like, if she's young and she's
want,
gay.
yeah, they want to use that word, emotional trigger, but it's the same thing. They act crazy. They just like shout. They give you the mini slaps. Like the 1,000 mini slaps. Like, "Mitay na." All right, so they're gonna do that, and you don't wanna, like you don't want it to escalate. You want to de-escalate. So what you do is you try to walk away, but when you start walking away, they freak out more, and
Yeah.
they try to grab you or like
Yeah. They get scandalous.
scratch you. Yes.
Sometimes they'll get scandalous.
And sometimes like a friend told me like he didn't have any other way to get out of that situation but to like try to like shove her, like just to get her out of the way, not to hurt her, but
Been
to
there,
get,
done
to
that.
get her out of the way. And the story was after that she told somebody.
She called her
she
aunt. I think that was
no,
me.
no, she talked to the father, and she told the father of the guy that, oh, your son hit me and whatever. And he was like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't,
Yeah.
like, or not hit me, but hurt me or whatever. But then, like that guy was like, no, I didn't. I tried to like get her out of the way because she was just acting crazy. So, see? I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
kaya doon sa mga di pa kasal dyan, mag-isip ng mabuti, pumili ng mabuting partner. Yes.
well.
Yes.
Here's the thing, Joe Boy. It's not immediately. It's not immediately clear to a guy or a girl if their partner, how their partner would handle stress or an emotional, trauma or whatever. Okay, for example, let's say you have a girlfriend, she's perfect, right? And let's say she gave you her virginity, right? And to you, being a horny guy, it's like, hey, she liked me enough, she gave me her virginity. Bah, nothing new, right? You took it. And then you wanted out because you're not gonna settle at that young age, or let's say you're in your 20s or whatever. And for her, giving you that precious thing about her, womanhood, she didn't think of it that way. She's like, I gave it to you because I thought you were the one. Maybe you made promises. Maybe she felt like, she got close to your family, whatever. And now that you want out, she's like, oh shit, no man's gonna love me and respect me anymore. No, blah, 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 blah. So she freaks out. So you've never seen her go through anything like that, and you've never been in a situation together as a couple until that time when you wanted out, right? So it's not really easy to say that, okay, pick the right partner, make sure she's not, because you don't know, because something could trigger it. Like for example, maybe you're when you're not married, she doesn't think about how much money you have. She's fine as long as you can afford to go out on a date and pay for your fare or whatever. But when you're married, she's gonna be concerned about the tuition fee of the kids. She's gonna be concerned about the insurance. She's gonna be concerned about the house that you're gonna live in. So maybe that will bring out something different, because she's now concerned about certain things that she wasn't concerned about when you were just boyfriend girlfriend. So I'm just saying, you can't really be too sure with anybody.
Well, Joe Boy, you know what you know what I have to say about it? Kaya dun sa mga di pa kasal, wag na kayong magpakasal. That would be my piece. I've
Yeah,
been
well,
warning you guys. I've been warning you.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
why would you get into it? Like, you know what problems will come your way if you do that. Like, you know, it's one after the other. That's what's
this
gonna
works
happen.
both ways. For the women out there, this works both ways, all right? We're talking about it like there are guys out there who are like super possessive too, super insecure, super jealous, super violent, super whatever. So it works both ways. We're not just saying like, the woman in the relationship, whatever. A woman could be caught in a violent relationship too. She could be caught in a relationship where she has a partner or a husband who is a womanizer and won't change his ways. I mean, and it's not fair because she can't be on the same level with him. Like it's okay if the woman is willing to say, okay, all right, works both ways. You want to do that? I'll do it too. But there are some women who just it's not in their system. It's not in their heart to do that just to get even. It's unfair for her. So it works both ways. But all we're saying is, at least all I'm saying is, I should ask my mom this. How should a guy deal with a woman if she gets violent with him? So that's like what Joe Boy's asking. And how do you either de-escalate it? Do you sweet talk her? Do you calm her down? I mean, how can you find it within yourself to calm somebody down when you're stressed out yourself? Right? Right?
Sure.
I mean, she's freaking out, you're freaking out, except you have to control yourself while you're freaking out because you might hurt her and you'll get the short end of the stick. Whereas she can freak out as much as she wants, it's everybody's going to be on her side regardless. Whereas you're trying to be like, I mean, how many times have you seen these videos of like a wife catching the husband with like his mistress, and the woman's like freaking out, and the husband's like trying to like calm the woman down, because it's like, and the woman's like, I don't care. Like, you don't really see very many videos of like a guy catching his wife with his boilet, and the guy's freaking out. The guy usually will just like, it's like, right? You don't really see videos of a guy freaking out because he catches his wife or his girlfriend with another guy. He's usually plans something. He'll talk to his friends, he'll beat this guy up or whatever. It's very discreet. Whereas with a woman, it's like, in spite of my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. It's
Well,
just, it doesn't,
yeah. Well, that clearly just show that men are from Mars and women are from Venus. Is that what it is? Right. So I mean, we react differently in certain situations. So yeah, it's kind of weird. But like for example, with men, they'd be like, "All right, somebody's banging my wife. Let's beat up that guy." But you never stop for a moment that, well, it could have been that your wife wants to bang the guy, and not the guy who wanted to bang your wife. That could have been could have been your wife was
let's
the
beat
one.
both of them up.
Well, not saying that you should beat up both of them, but what I'm saying is, you just can't do anything about it anymore. You beat him up, it's not going to change anything. You beat
Yeah.
them both up, it's not going to change anything.
Yeah, she
The
already
only thing
beat
you can
him.
do-
She already beat him.
The only thing that you can do is to like, hey, well, where is this going?
It's to be kinky, to be kinky. Hey, can we take a video?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. I mean,
be creative. Might as well, right? I mean, I'm sure you've had all these sick fantasies before. Might as well live.
Like, that's the thing. Like, yeah, it's just some certain situations like you could work it out if you really want to work it out, right?
Yeah.
But again, it's hard to say things because we are not in the same situation. Like we have different backgrounds, we have different circumstances, so it's kind of hard. But if you can make most out of it, if you can if you can be positive about it as much as you can, please do, because it will really help a lot.
Yeah. I mean, think about it, right? Um, what is it? What is it taking? It's not taking anything away from you. For example, like I'm not saying I'll tolerate it or whatever. I'm just saying it's like it's not enough. You hear about these guys like, you know, committing a crime, and like what O.J. Simpson did with his wife and whatever, her friend or whatever. It's like guys actually put their future in jeopardy and actually just like risk everything just because of the way they reacted to finding out that it's like you're an adult. She's a human being. Okay, she had sex with another person. I mean, what is that taking anything away from you? I mean, if anything, yeah, maybe the emotional aspect of it. It's like is it? It's so exclusive to you that. What if she's been cheating emotionally already for years? I mean, what makes that different? What makes it different when your girlfriend is fantasizing about another man, and she's actually having physical interaction with another man? I mean, it's already there. Like, it's already in her mind. She's already thinking about it. It's the same thing. It's just physical this time. I mean, why go nuts over that? I mean, yeah, sure, it hurts. Sure, it's hard to accept, but only if you didn't see it coming. But if you know that the relationships, you know, been hanging by a thread, or you know that there are a lot of things that you were not able to provide for her, or she has just too different, the irreconcilable differences and whatnot. I mean, whatever, and maybe she was just getting her fill in that. Maybe you're compatible in every aspect. You're just not sexually compatible. That's the thing.
It's true.
Right. Let's say that's how guys are, right? You love your wife. She's the perfect woman, but she's too conservative. She's too prim and proper. She's too, whatever, religious, whatnot. So you go and find a woman to just like, spend
You
your
look for the total opposite.
and you're
of who you
animalistic. Yeah, I mean, just for that, just to get your feel with that. It's not right. But it's not like you're leaving her. It's not like you don't want her anymore. It's just that she can't provide that. She can't satisfy that part of you, right? That's why guys still have friends.
So if you go seek that outside of the marriage, then they shouldn't be freaking out, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's like you. You play basketball, right? You play basketball. Do you play basketball with your wife? No, you play basketball with your guy friends, because that's something that she cannot fulfill or satisfy, or that's a part of your need or want, or a part of yourself that she unfortunately can't satisfy or can't be a part of. It's not her fault. It's not your fault. So you go to your guy friends, you play basketball with them. I mean, it's the same thing with like let's say you have this naughty side to you, right? And whenever you're in bed with her, you have to be like this missionary guy, and like, and or sometimes she doesn't want to play games or change positions, or she doesn't want all the licking stuff and whatever, because she thinks it's dirty, because she was raised conservatively. But you long for it, or it's like, it's not that you're a bad person. It's just it keeps the flame lit, and you know what I'm saying. Because I mean,
Totally.
you know what I'm saying. It's like, serve the dish on a different plate, for crying out loud. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's the same dish. At least serve it on a different plate, or put some sprinkles on it or something. You can't just like, even corned beef, you have to put garlic and onions, and you can't just like take it out of the can and put it on a plate and like serve it. I mean, every day, right? So, but you can't force her, because that's not her. It's usually the guys who are more experienced. It's usually the guys who have been through more before, maybe you're the first person to lick her ass or something. I don't know, but but it's like I don't know why I saw this interview, but Dwayne Wade and his wife, or I don't know if it's still a girlfriend,
Gabrielle Union.
Gabrielle Union, right? Gabrielle Union actually said that she licks Dwayne Wade's
Asshole.
bunghole,
All right.
and she was open about it. Like, I don't know if that's what made Dwayne Wade leave his wife. And like, I don't know. I don't know what that. If that's a big deal to him or whatever. But if you're an NBA player, dude, you've been through a lot. You've been through different women. You've been through every possible fantasy. You know, like if you're Dwayne Wade, come on, right? Especially in the States with the women who are super liberated. And there are women out there who just like make a career out of sex with wealthy men or, you know. So he's been through a lot. So for him to settle with somebody, she's got to offer something that, you know, she's got to have all the bases covered. And she's going to make sure she does because otherwise he's going to look elsewhere. I mean, that's what some couples don't understand. It's like we're brought up thinking, you have to respect, you have to obey, you have to, yeah, heck no, you know, make me happy, I'll make you happy, you know? It's you know, right? What turns you on? Let me know.
Joe Boy, you got that? You got that, Joe Boy? The expectation for 2023.
Lick the
Your
ass.
licked. That's the expectation. One of the expectations. That's one hell of an expectation, man. I mean, yeah, I would say
Hey,
no to that.
it's one of the two. It's either she gets your ass licked or you do the licking. Okay, which one would you prefer? What are you, the licker or the licked? Which one are you?
If I would get, yeah, yeah.
No, which one are you?
Lick my ass, I lick your ass too. I mean, yeah, it's like you scratch my back, and scratch yours. Yeah,
Dude.
you know, same principle apply.
I mean that's.
I lick that.
I'm just saying. You know, like nobody's looking. You're married. That's your intimate moment.
I
Who
didn't see that
cares?
coming. I didn't
Right?
see that coming. Rod was
What?
like, talking in all seriousness, and was like really, you know, like was really calm.
That's me, man. That's me.
He was like, like I thought he was going to tell you something really, you know, like you know,
Oh, it did.
eye-opening. Yeah, well, yeah, it opened my butt.
I mean, think about it, right? What do you have to watch porn? What do porn stars have that let's say your wife doesn't? What like, for the guys, yeah, their dicks like long as a horse. But I mean, for the women, like, what the right? I mean, what makes her capable of doing that? Unless she's doing gymnastics or like the helicopter or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It's all about just like holding back. That's what it is. And that's what they, you know, you're married. You should
Damn
you,
dirty.
you should not be holding back, right? I have friends, dude, where like, dude, their wives, they're like a saint. But when I hang with them, it's like, man, I know this guy's a maniacis, you know, he gets his fill elsewhere. You know, it's like, dude, tell her. Why can't you be maniacis with your wife?
Well,
I
maybe
mean-
he was like already maniacked out. You know what I'm saying?
I know,
They've
but
been they've been doing it like.
well, why don't you be honest with your wife and tell her that this is, you know,
well,
rather than go with another woman and then.
your friend said that was the case. Because maybe
no.
they just like they already did everything with their wives, and they just like it's like, oh, pansit.
No. They didn't. No, it's
They
not.
need
It's the wife is super
They've been eating
conservative.
pancit
The wife is super
a lot,
conservative.
so they
It's
don't
not like
have,
that.
like, an adobo or whatever.
No, the wife is super conservative. Basically, he's like he literally is a different persona when he's with the wife, because
Yeah, but the thing is, maybe maybe your friend was like, I want my ass to get licked, but he's not doing the licking too. So I mean, it probably goes both ways. He should start doing the licking, then maybe the wife would be like, all right, okay, I'll do it.
no. It's just the
That's
wife's
good,
not
that's
even
all.
gonna go there. Like she's not like, it's you know what I'm saying. Like there, because I've been in relationships with women who are super conservative, and I've been in relationships with women who are kind of far out, and there are those who are also kind of like in the middle. So the way I see it is, I don't really want to be with a too wild. I also don't want to be with a too conservative. You know, I just kind of want to be with somebody who lets me be naughty
So
once in a while.
You don't want
Not
your
always
ass
naughty.
licked?
What?
You don't want your ass licked?
No, man. I'd do the licking, dude. I don't want my ass licked. What the heck? Why would I get my? I don't. I don't know why Dwayne Wade gets a kick out of that. I mean, that's weird. You know, it's like, what? Just get a pork chop and wipe your butt with it. You know what I'm saying? It's because I mean, I don't get what sensation do you get out of getting your ass licked? You know what I'm saying?
Have you tried it?
But at least when you're licking the ass, you can kind of tell how hygienic she is. Okay, is she clean? Oh, I guess she's not. No, but I mean, no, you know what I'm saying. It's like you get carried away. Sometimes you get carried away, you know, in the heat of the moment, and your wife. Like even I'm not saying the church, but even let's say whoever it is who, you know, officiated the rights for you to be united and be married, even they would say, yeah, wives submit to your husbands, you know, husbands, blah, 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 blah. It's like you're partners for life and you still have inhibitions. You're still gonna say, nah, I'm not gonna do that with you. I mean, okay, fine. If it's too much to ask, like if it's too kinky or whatever, I get it. Like if you don't want me to stick this freaking upo in, okay, fine, I get it. That's like physical, that's like causing pain. But if it's like little things, you know, you should have that. You should have that. It's, I mean, just so you don't have to focus on someone else or elsewhere to get your fill of that. Because you're not always naughty when you have sex, right? You're not always like in maniacis mode. There are just times when you're hot and bothered. Maybe you saw, you know, a White Castle commercial or something and you can't sleep, you know, you're just like, can't get out of your
Tug it
mind,
out.
right?
Yeah.
But-
just need to tug it out.
Right? But there are times when you just do it because she's poking you or she's safe or whatever, or the kids are not at home or whatever, asleep. And you're not necessarily hot and bothered, but you know, you just have to do it. So you might, I mean, I just I don't get it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like, do people really, if we think about it, do people really just get married so that they can like
What?
live in a
Free
house,
sex?
and like
But they have
raise
free
children,
sex.
right? That's the main thing. When you think about it, why do people get married? Why did you decide? For the most part, I'm not saying it's the only reason, but for the most part, why would you marry somebody?
Free sex. Free
There you
sex,
go.
Free sex.
And then what happens? You end up having no sex, right?
No sex.
You're
no
stuck.
sex.
You're stuck with a woman, and yet you're checking your phone and flirting with someone else. Now, the heck was that, right? Because she's, you know, what is it? Because you're sick and tired of each other, or maybe she just doesn't want the licking part.
Ass licking, man. That's what it is. It's all about the ass licking.
That's Gabrielle Union, dude. Find that interview. I know she said it. I was like, what? Really? I mean, she's like, she knows. There are women who know how to keep their man. She knows. Like, she knows there are women out there, you know, eyeing D Wade. So she's like, I'm gonna do it better. So I like that kind of woman, you know? Like, yeah, you know, you're empowered. You're a woman, for crying out loud, you know? You're not just about being jealous and being whatever. You can handle your man and make sure he doesn't stray. There are women like that. Oh, I mean,
Static.
yeah. So, anyways, Joe Boy, go back to
Yeah, finding cure for cancer. Stop thinking about the ass licking or whatever. It's just part of the.
Dude.
My expectation for 2023 is that you find a cure for cancer.
Dude, we started with the
That's
slap.
good.
We were talking about the slap, and then like all of a sudden, like it
Ended
ended
up
in
with
a
the ass lick. Okay,
But-
so all right, so let's call it a night.
Iceman definitely visualizing.
And let's get our ass
Yeah.
licked.
See, Iceman's hot and bothered now. He's gonna start searching for videos.
Ass licking.
He's gonna look for that Gabrielle Union. I know you, Iceman. I know you.
Make use for high speed internet here in Japan. All right. So, when's the next show?
I don't know when we're hot and bothered again.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
I think it's
Tuesday's a
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay,
All right.
we didn't do the New Year's resolution yet, so maybe Tuesday, right?
All right. We'll do New Year's resolution. All
Yeah.
right. Okay. New Year's resolution. Okay. I will get my ass licked this year. That's a resolution. I will find a way to get that. Okay. All right. No. All right.
Dude, hey, you know what? Whatever floats your boat,
Whatever floats
man.
your boat. Yeah.
It's not necessarily that. It could be something else. I mean, I have friends who have a foot fetish. You know, dude, I've seen videos of people eating crap. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of sick stuff out there. So the ass part's not even the worst of it. CJ, sorry for the R-rated episode, but CJ's what, 17? So he's big
Oh
enough.
my God. Sorry about that.
Yeah, he's big enough. All right, so Tuesday we're gonna talk about New Year's resolutions, and Iceman's already getting a head start, already doing the search.
Gabriel Union. All right. Found it. All right. No. All right. Okay. Tuesday. We'll see you. We'll talk about New Year's resolution. And can't wait to get that, like interview or that clip. We'll see how kinky it is. And
Yeah,
see
search
if
for it.
See if it
Yeah, man. I mean, come on.
rouses me. All right. Okay. So thanks a lot. This has been the OK Show. Joe Boy, find that cure. CJ. This is for the big boys. So yeah, and whoever's the other person. All right. Okay.
Hold on.
so-
Mark just disappeared. Mark showed up and then he disappeared. Like
Yeah, Mark. Yeah, Mark showed up a bit.
he keeps messaging me. He's like, bro, and then that's it. I'm like, bro, I'm like, come on, get to the point already. What do you want? I'm like, bro, what? Well, I mean, come on. I'm like, my inbox is filled with people I haven't even responded
He's
to
saying,
yet.
like he said, ice, and
Bro.
I said,
like,
yo, and
We're not
then-
talking to each other face to face, dude. Come on, state what you.
I'm here. Let's say, okay, it's Mark. And it was like ice, and it was like, all right. I was like, how
Oh,
should I respond?
Mark, what are you message me, man? And like, I still don't know what it's about. You might as well state it here. He said, bro, and like, yeah. I mean, what is it? You need advice? You need penicillin or something? What's going on? Does it hurt when you pee? Let us know. So, anyways, because I mean, my inbox has been filled since my birthday greetings. I haven't even read those yet, and it's crazy. But anyways,
Well, you right? Yeah, just go straight to the point.
I'm here listening.
I know.
You
He's-
heard everything, dude.
All right. Okay. So see you on Tuesday, guys. Thanks a lot for joining us, Joe Boy, CJ. Yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. This has been the OK Show, and we are out. Good night. All right, we got to do this. All right, yep.